So the parable of the bridesmaids ends with this command to stay awake. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that that doesn't mean to stay up all night. I don't think this is a command for Christians all over the world to pull all-nighters all the time. And I'm glad I don't think that's what it means, because I can't do that anymore. I can try, but usually I'm going to conk out at some point. I don't think this has as much to do with being wakeful as it has to do with being waitful. Being good waiters, and not the people that serve you dinner at the restaurant, but being people who can wait faithfully, who can wait with a sense of holiness in their lives. I think this passage is all about how do we wait for the glory of God. I don't know about you, but I am not good at waiting. I'm not good at waiting for things that are bad. Waiting to get bad news, I'm not good at that. That is anxiety producing. That just begins to tear my life apart. Waiting for things I don't want to happen, that gets the heart beating faster than it needs to. That leads to a lot of sleepless nights. I'm not good at waiting for bad things, but I might be worse at waiting for good things. I don't know about anybody else, but that word instant gratification, that 2 words, instant gratification, I want it now. I want the instant gratification. I want the feel good right now. I'm the kid at Christmas that just wants that alarm clock to go off right away. I think maybe as a society we're taught that waiting is not a good thing, that we should have everything our hearts might possibly desire right now. But then maybe in the back of our minds, maybe tucked away somewhere deep that we didn't even realize it was there, there is this nagging thought that maybe in the waiting there is something precious. Maybe in the waiting there can be something holy. And I think there's a good little phrase that encompasses this: good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. The church has been teaching us how to wait since the days it was established. And I'm not talking about this church building. I'm talking about the Church of Jesus Christ has been teaching us how to wait. We have a church year that we follow, and in that church year it is divided between periods of waiting and periods of celebration. And we're coming up on one of those periods of waiting right now. In a few weeks we're going to be celebrating Advent, a season of waiting to celebrate, waiting for the joy, waiting for the glory, waiting for the big celebration. But the church for the last couple of thousand years has been telling us, wait. Wait before you get there. Wait before you celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. There is holiness in that waiting moment. A few months after Christmas, or a month or so after Christmas, we're going to enter another waiting period. We're going to be calling that one the season of Lent, when we wait not for the death of Jesus Christ, but we wait for Easter morning, and we get to celebrate the risen Jesus Christ. But again, the church has been telling us for a couple thousand years now that in order to celebrate that glorious moment, we need to go through this long period of waiting. And this waiting is different than the waiting that society tells us about. It's not the waiting for bad news that gets us anxious. It's not waiting for instant gratification. It's a holy kind of waiting. It's a waiting that is meant to give us room and time and space to prepare. And when I say prepare, I don't mean give us time to order Christmas dinner, give us time to put decorations up. That's not the kind of holy preparedness, holy waiting. It is a time when we get to prepare our own spirits, our own souls, our own bodies for an encounter with Jesus Christ. In waiting, we are admitting that the us right now is not quite what God created. That there is a separation between the glory of God and the lives that we are leading right now. That we can be leading more holy lives, that we can be leading lives that are more focused, that we can be leading lives that are closer to the calling of Jesus Christ. And in these times of holy waiting, we can begin to prepare who we are. When we just jump into the celebration times, we begin to forget that we have work to do in our own lives. That we have work to do cleaning out the cobwebs that have sprung up in our spirits, making room for holiness and love and compassion and grace to fill us. It is so, so important that we take these moments of waiting. Not filling those moments with anxiety. Not even filling those moments with anticipation of what we're waiting for, but filling those moments with holiness. Saying, in these moments of waiting, I can prepare my life. I can shape my life into something that God will find tremendous joy in. And then when I celebrate Christ's birth, or when I celebrate Christ's rising, or when I greet Christ coming down the road as the bridegroom comes, I can say, I have spent this time preparing. I have spent this time getting my life in order, getting my spirit in order. And I am ready to celebrate at that glorious feast that Christ has prepared for each of us. I think the church has something to say to the world today. In a world where everything is busy, in a world where everything is instant, the church can be there saying that we are a community that is okay waiting for the good stuff. We are a community that has come together that says it's okay to wait. It's okay to say that I'm not ready yet, but I plan to be. We can use these waiting moments to be a community together. And in a society where so many people are trying to go it alone, trying to be individuals, trying to be themselves without others, we can say, come to our community and realize that we are not coming together because we think we're perfect. We're not coming together because we've got it all together, that we've got everything figured out, but we are coming together to wait with one another and to prepare with one another. And I think that if as a community we can do that, if we can come together to wait with one another, then when the bridegroom comes, when Jesus Christ comes, we'll find that maybe nobody is left out of that door. Maybe when that door shuts, we will find that we have all been welcomed to that great, marvelous wedding feast. No one's going to be on the outside knocking to be let in because we have had this time to prepare. We've had this time to prepare ourselves. We've had this time to prepare our community. We have had this time to prepare our world. So I'd invite you, in the midst of what I'm sure is going to be a very hectic month and a half or so for a lot of us, to remember that there is holiness in waiting. There is a sense of divine purpose in the moments between moments, when we can step back and say, I am waiting. I am waiting, and in this time I can prepare myself to meet my Creator. Let's be in prayer together. Lord God, we know that we are not all that we can be right now. We know that we were created in your holy image, but that our lives in this world have distorted that image, have misshapen it, have abused it and defiled it. Lord God, I thank you for these moments of preparation and waiting, when we can begin to clean out the clutter of our souls and make our lives ready to see you face to face. I pray this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.